Brian, not even a wet and wild training session put a dampener on a quite buoyant squad tonight. You've had a few days now to look back on Saturday's victory. What pleased you most about the performance, and what would you look for us to improve upon coming Saturday? So
I think the pleasing aspect was the goals that we scored and the number of opportunities and the bodies that we're actually putting forward the park, and we're asking more and more questions of them. But with the threat aside, especially for the first half, we controlled the game, we moved the ball quickly enough to create spaces and opportunities in behind their midfield. I thought our forward players were excellent as well as our midfielders, and it was just unfortunate. We did start the second half really well for 5-7 minutes, and then we did have that little wobble and we rode our luck definitely with them missing the penalty. So it is one of those ones that the way we finished the game, that'll sit and hopefully drive us forward with the Stenhousemuir game. But ultimately, it's the result that matters, and that aside, delighted to get the 3 points.
both goals were fantastic in their own right. Alex King rightly getting shared on the social media platforms are a wonder strike. The first goal though, probably more pleasing for your perspective. 16 pass by my count. Team move with basically just about all outfield players involved. That must have been great to see patient pass and play rewarded. Yeah,
it was. I mean, both goals, whether it's 16 passes or 2 passes, I don't care as long as it's hitting the back of the net. And delighted for Kingy. He's got that in abundance, and he needs to pull the trigger more often because he gets himself in these types of scenarios. And now he's beginning to understand the release that I'm going to give him and allow him to take and pull the trigger at those times. But yeah, the first goal was excellent, and obviously you've witnessed it on the training pitch over the last 3-4 weeks that we do work on these things. But it's not just about the ones that go and execute it on the Saturday, the ones that are on the bench watching it. I mean, we had 8 subs on Saturday, which was excellent, just to allow us to reinforce things at the timings that we did, and ultimately that's what helps, gets us over the line. Yes, we get a platform for us to go and win the game, but then we've also got reinforcements there to get us over the line, and that's ultimately how these types of goals and scenarios build upon. And it's great for the squad of players to have that competitive edge in training as well.
There were a few standout performances. I feel Connor Young very impressive on his debut. Stuart Carswell in the middle of the park, I think, certainly had used his experience to certainly guide us whilst he was on the park. What were your thoughts on Stuart's performance in the middle?
Yeah, I thought he took control of things straight away for us. He's a leader, he's a voice, and I felt that's exactly what we needed in that middle of the pitch. He had Kingy on one side of him, Darren Hines on the other side of him as well as the 3 front players. So there's plenty round about him that can help, and his guidance and the way he knows the game and he understands it going forward, then he helps navigate the team and he helps drive the team and knows when we can take the sting out it and just manipulate the ball. And yeah, I was really pleased for him.
On Saturday, it's familiar settings for the game against Stenhousemuir. There's going to be, at least I'm led to believe, quite a big and noisy away support. Do you have a message for the Clyde fans travelling through on Saturday?
Yeah, the more the merrier. The more that we can get behind the group, then the better opportunities that it will give the squad to get 3 points. So yeah, the more the merrier, please.